I didn't hear the question, by the way.
Baruch Hashem, you didn't hear.
You missed something.
What it was Norman who asked.
Oh, me'ama aretz ba'asisa achas mitzvah Hashem. Page 42.
If an individual person
7.
from amongst the people of the land shall sinfully, unintentionally, by committing one of the commandments of Hashem that may not be done, and he becomes guilty.
Okay.
If the
Now it's
sin,
interesting. It says one of the people of the land. What is that? Jews or non-Jews?
I think it's both.
Oh no, anybody.
Only Jews. But
So
why
why is from the
they
land?
call the people of the land? It should be called the Bnei Israel.
No, it says im nefesh achas.
Simple people, right?
Me'am ha'aretz.
Hamaretz is bur v'amaretz.
No, that's
It's
how he says the
illiterate.
people. Look what he translates. The people of the land.
You know, what does he say?
So what does it mean? If one does something like that, someone eats non-kosher, let's say, or someone breaks Shabbos, and he's a person from the land. What do you mean a person from the land? So that's every Gentile, 7 billion Gentiles, they don't have to eat kosher, they don't have to keep Shabbos. They don't have to keep any of the mitzvahs except 7 Noach. So the answer that Rashi says, Me'am ha'aretz means, Am shebegina nivra aretz. It's a nation that because of this nation, the world was created to begin with.
For them.
Who is that? The Jewish people. So a person that sins, he
No, I
loves
agree
that.
with
He
you.
loves that.
I agree that's what you think.
The whole entire
We know
world,
that.
This is right.
the whole entire world was created
For the Jews.
for the Jewish people. So if a Jew that the whole world was created for does something
Chosen
wrong,
by the frozen.
so he has to bring a sin offering.
absolutely,
You understand?
of course.
I thought
Because ba'am ha'aretz means
I
eretz should be am should be glala niva aretz.
is a little.
The whole world b'reishis bara elakim is beis reishis. B'shul Yisrael shenik reishis, or b'shul Atayra shenik reishis. The whole reason the world was created was for the Jew and the Torah
He didn't say
that the
he
Jew
did
should
so.
do it in bereishis. That was the whole purpose. Beis reishis. Oh, so he did something wrong. Oh, you heard that
Jews and for the Torah. It was federation for the Jews and for the Torah. You say it doesn't start with Aleph, it starts with Beit.
If the sin that he committed became known to him, he shall bring as his offering as a she-goat, unblemished for the sin that he committed. He shall lean his hands upon the head of the sin offering, and he shall slaughter the sin offering in the place of the Olah offering. The Kohen shall take from its blood with his forefinger and place it on the horns of the Olah offering Mizbeach, and he shall pour all of its remaining blood upon the base of the Mizbeach. He shall remove all of its fat, as the fat has been removed from upon the sacrifice of the peace offerings. And the Kohen shall cause it to go up in smoke on the Mizbeach as a satisfying aroma to Hashem. And the Kohen shall provide him atonement, and it shall be forgiven him. If he shall bring a sheep...
That is, if he brings what? A goat. What happens if he wants to bring a sheep for a sin offering? So he also could only be a female. Female goat and a female sheep.
Rav,
Because
could you
this
speak
is
about what an unintentional sin is? Because
unintentional, you did something on Shabbos.
Turn the light on Shabbos.
No, listen what I'm saying. That's a mistake.
You made that one,
Unintentional
Jules.
that's a
means
mistake.
You
Unintentional,
did
you don't know it's a
something you
sin.
know you were doing, but you didn't know that it was forbidden for you to do on Shabbos.
Like taking the
Mistake is something you didn't intend to do. That's not what we're talking about.
If you didn't know about putting on a light on Shabbos,
No, if you mistakenly put something on, you didn't want to.
that's a mistake.
But here you wanted to put on the light, but you didn't know
didn't
that
know it was
putting
a
on
sin.
the light is a sin.
So why can't
No, you
that
knew
be
you
a
didn't
mistake?
realize
That's a
not-
You knew
shogeg.
Shabbos, you didn't know it was a
Okay.
sin.
If someone mistakenly puts on the light, that's not a shogeg.
Take
That's
a-
he didn't want to do the act.
Take a piece of fruit from a tree,
So he knew he's taking it.
right? You wanted
He
a piece
wanted
of
to
fruit.
take it off.
Right, he didn't know
But
it
he
was
didn't
a
know
sin.
it's forbidden to do
Right.
it on Shabbos.
But the
So
fact
that's a
that you didn't know the law doesn't save us from the punishment.
Oh man.
No, you don't get the
Punishment. It's
punishment because you're
atonement.
turning around and you're bringing a sin off.
Like to take children out of a crock
Compensate.
pot and then close it and put the crock pot back. Take chillin out of.
That's not a problem.
Open the crock pot, take chillin out, and close it. You're allowed to
do that.
You're allowed to- if you take
If you take it out with
fire-
2 hands.
if you
You're
take
allowed
it
to
off
do
No,
fire-
no, without taking off the fire.
Ah,
Nobody knows
then you're allowed to do
Shogeg
it.
is part
לא
of
ידענו.
Shogeg is part of Makar.
No,
No,
we gotta
it has to
take
make a carbon.
No, if you didn't know, it's, if you
Absolutely.
didn't
off.
know
Taking off the fire.
If you're a Sephardi, you're allowed.
If you knew chops, you didn't know it's Nisa.
Talking about
Oh, sorry. But
And
onus means that he didn't know he did the act
know.
itself he didn't want to do.
then it's part of Makar.
Yeah, if he didn't want to
If
do
you
the
didn't know,
act to
that's
begin
an
with,
onus.
not didn't
It's
know.
onus, that's not a Shogeg.
A shogeg means I know I want to do
You know
what
it's
I'm
Shabbos,
doing,
but it's...
but I didn't know that what I was doing is
Was
something I
sinful.
shouldn't do. A guy that does a mistake, he didn't want to do what he was doing. So that's not a shogeg, that's a onus.
It's an onus in his part.
That's no carbon. A shogeg is only if he did. That's what he's saying. But he wants to bring now a sheep, not a goat, the other sheep.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to bring a goat, so he could do that. He doesn't have to bring a goat. If he doesn't want to have goat because he needs it for his milk, the goat milk, no problem. Bring a sheep. It's the same thing, but it has to be a female. And you have to put your hands in some No, if he. Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Wake up.
What number?
read.
32.
If he.
32. If he shall bring a sheep as his offering, for a sin offering, he shall bring a female, unblemished. He shall lean his hands upon the head of the sin offering. He shall slaughter it for a sin offering in the place where he would slaughter the Ola offering. The Kohen shall take from the blood of the sin offering with his forefinger and place it upon the horns of the Ola offering, Mizbeach. And he shall pour all of its remaining blood upon the base of the Mizbeach, and he shall remove all its fats as the fat of the sheep would be removed from the sacrifice of the peace offering. And the Kohen shall cause them to go up in smoke on the Mizbeach, on the fires of Hashem, and the Kohen shall provide him atonement for the sin that he committed, and it shall be forgiven him.
So that's a sin that you did, any of the sins that you're not allowed to do. Now there's another problem. It's called the fifth. In the United States, there's a law that you could say, I declare the fifth.
I take the fifth.
Let's take the fifth.
He doesn't say a word.
But you do
The
better
Fifth
than
Amendment.
take a
He
court.
He doesn't say a word.
However,
choose
in
not to
Jewish
say
law, it doesn't work. In Jewish law, if you're summoned to the Bezdin
You have to.
and you say, I'm sorry, I take the fifth, there's no such thing. If you know, test,
Fifth Amendment that
don't
he
talk.
chooses not to say one word as a witness.
even
Against
he could
himself.
choose
לא לדבר, לא לתת
to
עדות.
say that I don't want to say anything, even though he
I have
knows.
זכות שתיקה. That's exactly what it is. זכות
Yeah,
השתיקה.
For anything. You don't
He doesn't want to say a word. But in Israel, automatically he become
From
guilty.
England.
If he take the
What
fifth,
happened was
he goes to the
people
sixth
would
to the jail.
torture.
In the sixth is
And then
already
they would go
sin.
and say,
If you
I
take the
did
fifth.
it.
Not because
So
of the
this
Torah,
prevents torture.
Because of what?
because the British law. This is
Somebody was
British law,
told to
this is
the
not Torah law.
CIA.
What you have in Israel is not Torah law.
It's a mandate because of the
The only
British
thing is
mandate.
if you had a based in, we're not using a based in Israel law.
You could.
So it's all British law.
As a matter of fact, we do have Beit Din in Israel, though.
Beit
We
din,
have a Beit Din.
providing it's acceptable,
I
but the
think that
kind of
you-
stuff you're talking about here,
So
you're
what
not gonna
happens in
have.
Torah if you bet then if you don't talk?
You don't have. You don't have a.
No, so the
you don't have
Bezin
a
calls
base
you.
like this.
Yeah.
I
We
mean,
don't
that's
have
the
a-
question. I think
Bezin
that we have a
calls you,
Beit Din Ba'aretz,
you have
mostly
to
like here.
Not the country.
say
Huh?
the story.
country.
And if you don't say
Private.
that,
In private, yeah.
So are they going to say, do you know
Yeah,
anything?
you
If he
can go
says,
to
I
the-
swear I don't know anything.
But they
Both
both
sides
have to
agree to
accept
say
it.
no.
It's not
He
mandatory.
swears.
What they're
I
talking
don't
about
know.
here
what
is
if he's quiet?
mandatory.
Doesn't want
Gotta
to
be
answer.
done.
They'll
This
beat
is
him up.
living at the time of
Really
King. Kohen Gadol.
What else are you
Okay,
doing?
so
And that was done. That's
This
it.
is what you had. You had no option.
Okay.
No optional
Right.
choice.
Rabbi,
We're getting there.
does Rashi explain satisfying aroma?
Well, Baruch Hashem, we Habibi. That's a start.
Yeah, but now look what's happening with
Yeah,
the...
well,
See what he wants
he's
to
an
do?
embarrassment.
He wants to
Yeah,
do
but-
the UN and he wants
He's
to...
Does
trying to
Rashi
change
explain
the
what's
whole
the
thing. He
meaning of
won't accept
satisfying
one of his
aroma?
But he called him to
explanations.
congratulate him.
Satisfying
He did.
aroma.
I didn't know
The
that.
He
fact
did.
that you
What
bring a
time? 12 o'clock
sacrifice
at
to
night?
Hashem,
No, on Hannity,
That is a
they showed
satisfying aroma.
on Hannity.
you're doing what Hashem
He
wants.
congratulated him finally.
It's not the actual
Was it him
smell
or
of
was
the
it,
burnt offering.
was it Michelle?
Obama.
Just the fact that you're doing what Hashem wants.
Amalek
That itself
b'kalmuto. The
is
worst form
satisfying
of evil.
aroma.
That's exciting.
Hashem is asking you to do something and you do it, that makes Hashem joy, that Hashem gets pleasure from that.
From what?
It's not the smoke, it's the actual concept of you doing
Is this
what Hashem
also a
wants.
revenge for all the idol worshipping of lamb and cows and stuff?
Probably.
Not according to the Ramban.
Now, and
So let's read it quickly.
quickly.
Nefesh ki sechta v'shama kol oila v'u'edei ra yadav li'yagir samaynai v'nefesh asher tiga v'chodav v'tamei v'nifas chai t'meya v'nifas v'yam t'meya sher etzam v'nel menu v'tam v'ashem oy ki yiga v'tumas alma chadma shirma v'nel menu v'tam v'ashem oy nefesh ki shal v'at v'sayin la re'etiv v'chol shivat yad m'shu v'nel menu v'yadav Hashem achas v'yeda v'ayir ki Hashem achas v'yeda zvadat chata Allah Ve'evias Hashem al Hashem al-Chatasai shechatim ne'kerim al-tzen kizba yisiris il-chalach v'alo-akim al-Chatasai Ve'im lo yisagia yadi de'iseh ve'evias Hashem al-Shechatas t'eshem she'ne'el Hashem al-Chatach al-Eila Ve'evias al-Akim yikifas al-Shechatas t'eshem al-Gazeshem ba'ar v'lo yavdol Ve'izem al-Chatas al-Kiyam Mizbeach v'nishu lo yimatzah yisrael Mizbeach Chatasu Ve'es Hashem yal al-Eila kamishchal al-Kayin v'chatach al-Eila Basically saying like this. Either it's the fifth and he swears I don't know anything, or he touches, he becomes impure, and he walks
by touching the dead person, or any kind of other.
a sheretz.
Oh, sheretz.
Or a person,
Okay.
and he walks into the
Either
base,
an animal or
and he
person.
walks into the Beis Hamikdash.
What's a shirt?
A mouse.
Any kind
Obama.
of
Short-
yeah,
no,
animal.
no.
Obama.
Rodent.
It's a reptile.
There's
No,
eight
a
shorts
rodent.
in.
Shirt.
A sheretz.
I thought it was a
Rodent.
What's him?
Something
Mouse.
A mouse.
Obama.
Mouse.
Alive or dead?
No, dead. It's gotta be dead in order for it to be tamei.
Yeah.
What about with the
So
person? Mouse.
if you touch any of these things and you
Yeah,
become
yeah.
tamei,
Even if you touch
and then
a
you
dead
walk into
love
the
the
Beis
guy.
Hamikdash,
You're a tamei.
In front like that.
either way.
Jew.
No, I don't know. I never.
I've never eaten a rabbit.
So if you touch any of those things,
By
and
the
you
way,
become
I think it's
tamei,
kosher.
If you touch,
if they're
I
dead,
think I never eat
touch
kosher.
any of them, you carry
Lo
them,
malek
and you
eras.
become
Lo malek
tamei.
eras.
So then what happens is, the Torah says that if you walk into the
Although
Beis
it's not
Hamikdash
said,
or you eat a
that
korban,
all falls under that.
so what happens?
Rodent category.
You as a tummy person eats a korban, and then when you eat the korban, as a tummy person, what happens? You're doing a sin because you're tummy. You're not allowed to eat the sacrifice. You're tummy. You're not allowed to be in the Beit Hamikdash. But you went and you didn't realize.
You don't have the Beit HaMikdash, you have prayer. Say it for somebody who's.
That's not a problem. It's not a problem.
You have to go to big focus.
No, so he's saying if you were tummy and you went to the Beis Hamikdash, or you were tummy and you ate the sacrifice and you weren't purified, that's a sin if you did it b'shgaga. Meaning you didn't realize the meat is a sacrifice,
Right.
or you didn't realize you're in the Beit HaMikdash, or you did realize, but you didn't realize you're in the place you shouldn't be if you're tamei. Then you have to bring a sin offering. However, you have a choice. A sin offering could be animal, but if you can't afford it, you can bring a bird, because it's called an olav yord. Or another thing, you make a vow. You say, I swear that I'm not going to eat cholent anymore.
Ah, that's a bad
Oh my
vow.
God.
And then it comes Shabbos, he eats cholent.
That's not Shabbos there.
So then what happens is, he just broke his vow. Or he says, makes a vow that I didn't eat cholent, and he did eat cholent.
Oh.
So these are not sins in the Torah, these are things you brought upon yourself. You became tamei and you went into the Beis Hamikdash. You said a vow, you broke your vow. Or you said a vow and it didn't happen. All those things, you have to bring a sin offering because it's a different kind of sin. It's not like I ate non-kosher. I ate something that I made a vow I'm not going to eat. Or I ate something and I said I didn't eat it. So it's not something that the Torah prohibits, it's something I prohibited on myself. Or I became tamei and I walked in the Beis Hamikdash. So then, if he did it, he has to bring a sacrifice for atoning for the sin that he did this crime.
In the same night. So המקווה באותו לילה אני יכול לחזור. In the same night.
We're talking about if you make a vow.
No, I'm talking about now.
Tamei, yeah,
Tamei,
it depends. If it's a tamei mess, he has to spray the paraduma
Right.
on the 3rd and 7th day. And then on the 7th day, he goes to the mikveh. Then the following night, he's good. If it's a mouse or a shmona shortzim or a vela, then
the
he
same day. You can go to
goes
the
to the
mikveh
mikveh,
at
and
the
at
same
night,
You can
it's
go
good.
back already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Each one depends on the tumah. If it's tumah zav, So then you have to count Shiva Nikiim. If it's Tumas Nida, there's all kinds of different impurities.
Different levels of
different
Tumah.
levels.
Okay.
But either way, once you're purified, you can go back in the Beit HaMikdash. But if you unintentionally went, then you have to bring a sacrifice, either the bird or the other sacrifice.
Can I ask you a question about the Nida, Tumat Nida?
We're not up to that. That's in Parshas Tazria.
I want to ask you a quick question about it. Let's say somebody is boiled Nida. Somebody, goes with the Nida and he sleeps with it. And then this guy just gets up and shakes somebody else's hand. Can the tumor jump on the other guy?
No.
It's not contagious.
No, there are
It's not
times that it
contagious.
can be contagious. You can pass, you can pass tumah.
Not always. No, not
Depends
really.
upon the item. Certain tumahs can be passed.
Only food can only food could transmit to other foods. But humans cannot transmit.
But
to
it can
other
be transmitted.
food to food.
Right. The only other
Not if
thing
I-
that,
not if I
the
shake
only
your
other
hand.
tumah can be is if a woman that's a nida sits on a chair and a man sits down on that chair, he becomes
No,
tumah.
no.
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely. Right or wrong, Rabbi?
Yeah, but the question is, if she's not on the chair anymore.
I understand that. But the fact is,
On the chair at the same time.
no, you asked me, you said it can be done. I'm telling you right
Do
now.
the sin offering.
What did he say? Because she
If
had
a
a
nida,
time limit.
she's a nida,
For your
you sit
person
down, you sit down next to her.
There's a rabbi.
Oh, next to her or
You
the
just
same
said
to her?
it.
If you
It's
sit next to her, the tumah can pass on.
Rabbi
to
Chananya
the
ben
lady.
Akash Shemer Ratzak HaDeshach
Yes.
L'Sach L'Sach.
No, that's why.